Hey everybody, welcome back into ABC 7 at 7. If it's happening in Sarasota, it's news to us. And important stuff now out of Newtown, where revitalization is past, present, and future. Joining us tonight, we have folks here with us. We have Anya Bates, who is on the right-hand side of your screen, redevelopment manager for the city of Sarasota. Rowena Elliott in the center, redevelopment specialist with the city, and Terrell Salem, the former chair of Newtown Community Redevelopment Agency Advisory Board, and also owner of T. Salem Construction. Anya, I want to start with you. Why is it so important to make sure Newtown is a vital, vibrant community here in Sarasota?
Because of the rich history of Newtown, we're trying to preserve the history of Newtown and keep it going. So we want to create economic drivers that will revitalize the community and get more people down there.
You're relatively new into this area, but in coming into Sarasota, you did your research about Newtown, found out why it is this important in this area.
Right.
With the past and the present revitalization that's going on, Rowena, let's turn to you. Folks are actually able to talk about and have a wish list of things they're looking for as we move forward.
Most definitely. The community wants to see a lot of progress. They want to see a lot of things happening in Newtown. They want to see a lot of comprehensive projects. When it comes to redevelopment, they want to see more educational facilities. They want to see job training. They want to see housing, more housing infrastructure for families to stay in Newtown.
And of course, this is building on things that have already happened there. Tara, you've been part of the CRA, the advisory board, and what's been happening over the past several years. This is already a good deal of momentum already in the positive way.
Absolutely. The most important thing that we need to focus on within the CRA is we don't want Newtown to become another sign. Okay. And when I say another sign, I'm speaking of the Rosemary's District. That's Overtown. And all that is representation of the black community that was there is a sign that's located on Boulevard of the Arts on the southeast corner.
A remembrance, not something that's inclusive of what's happening now.
That's it.
Okay.
So that community is no longer. So basically what we need to do now is we need to focus on ways that can help that community sustain itself. And one of those ways that I've identified is a strategic partnership with Ringling. Ringling is the school that's located on the west end of MLK. Our partnership with Ringling and Newtown will help everybody, Ringling and the citizens of our community. So if you think for a moment about a college, when you go to a college, what do you think? When you go to a college area, what do you think?
Expanding your mind, expanding your horizons, expanding, your outlook on the world.
Well, a little bit different than that, but along the corridor leading into the institution itself, you find businesses, shops, hotels, all these types of things.
A college town, sure.
Absolutely. We have Ringling here, and we're so well suited to be able to capitalize off of that and create an economic base on that corridor that will serve the students of Ringling, as well as generate cash jobs for the citizens within the community that can walk and work there. Prime example, the landowner could lease their property to a developer that comes in and develop the land, 100-year lease. Then every month, the landowner, the developer will make a payment to the leaseholder. The leaseholder will pay things within the community and do other things within the community and
create jobs, sure.
Create jobs. But then the employees that work inside of the businesses will be able to bring money back into their community.
But this is turning Newtown into a college town. I like it. I like the sound of that. And the rising water floats all boats.
Absolutely.
This is cool stuff. All right, I got to put a pin in it. We got to take a break. Welcome back to the second half of our television news program that we like to call, and so we do, ABC 7 at 7. We're continuing a conversation we started just a moment ago about a place I see each and every day I come to work here at our World Broadcast headquarters at 10th and Lemon. I'm talking about Newtown, that north part of the city of Sarasota. Joining us tonight, we'll go ahead and back this up. We'll do it from right to left tonight. Anya Bates, redevelopment manager for the city of Sarasota. Rowena Elliott, redevelopment specialist with the city. And Terrell Salem, who owns T. Salem construction and has also worked on the CRA advisory board. I want to start off with Rowena. You've been in the CRA business in Newtown for 7 years now.
Yes.
A lot of good work has been done. A lot of business has been spruced up and come in, but there's way more to do. And in doing these open houses, you're hearing a lot of specific information from the folks who live there.
Yes, the community wants to see revitalization, not just in infrastructure, but they also want a lot of educational pieces, training for the young people between the ages of 18 and 30 at this point that may be having a difficult time in society. And so forth, the city is trying to engage those aspects of education and on-the-job training. And a lot of programs are coming online for those to be
Actually, there is a graduation
development.
tonight at Robert L. Taylor with some of the folks we talked with last night
Career Edge.
for Career Edge,
Yes.
and that's one of those great programs that is integral because it's a job training program that people don't have to travel to.
Yes.
You can ride your bike, you can walk to it. It's there in the community, and the walkability, the interchange between cars and pedestrians is vitally important when you're looking at a neighborhood like this, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. The vision that is being put forth is one that we have a walkable city and people will be able to walk up and down. We're hoping for hotels, restaurants, cafes, all of these things. And most importantly, something that's going to have to change is we're going to need a higher density along the corridor, and that will help in getting more people into the area and keeping the rent rates lower. So basically what we want to do is on the first floor along MLK, we want commercial properties only, tax base. The tax base is what supports the infrastructure in the city. That's what we need. On the second, third, fourth, and so forth, we're hoping for higher densities. You can put houses and apartments and things that can help out with the affordability of the area.
But you want to have people living there that can work there, that can help, you know, lift everything up. One thing we were talking about real quickly during the break, and I think, Anya, you may be able to speak to this, it's getting and engaging millennials, folks who are maybe college age, maybe a little bit past that, to come into this area, but also with the respect given for the folks who have been in this Newtown area the whole time Newtown's been around.
Right. We have to, when we reach out, we try to make sure that we reach out both on social media, through the news, newspapers. We also send out mail outs just because we want to reach every single person.
It's actually
in Newtown.
harder now, isn't it? You know, it used to be like
Yes.
just put it in the paper, make sure ABC7, you know, talks about it, but now not everybody gets their news the same way.
Yes, and not everybody checks emails, not everybody has a Facebook, so we try to put it out there as much as we can and get all the information out there as much as we can.
Explain a little bit about how the generations are really having to come together, because we've got a village to raise kids, but also a village to take care of our elders.
Yes.
I'll speak on that.
Okay.
Like, for example, I'm sitting here because of the older generation. Fred Atkins and Willie Shaw, those are two people in the community. I admire both of them, but they have both said it's time for you younger folks to take over. Fred is always talking about that. It's time for you younger folks to take over.
Fred's running for office again, though, so I mean, he's not slowing completely down.
Well, that's on a different level, and,
Right.
and what he's doing is basically we're getting representation in this district, particularly in District 1. So hopefully he's successful in his bid there, because he really has a passion for Newtown, and so does Willie Shaw. They're both two people that they don't want to see Newtown lose its identity.
Right.
But it's also important that we bring that economic base in, that it can sustain itself, and that people will be able to come back and see Newtown and all the things that it has to offer.
And as you put it so eloquently, make it more than just a sign. How is this message resonating with your peers? Are there people who are stepping in to take these leadership roles like you that are coming alongside saying, yeah, we got to do this together?
There's a lot of people in the background. A lot of people are not as open to come forward and talk about these things, but they are coming to me in silence or in secrecy and saying, Terrell, do this, do this, do this. So there is an agreement among my generation of people.
What is the most important skill set that you're looking to bring to people here, Rowena? You talked a little bit about the education aspect and making sure that folks are brought up to speed. What's that skill set that we're looking for here?
Sarasota, the city of Sarasota and the county as a whole is growing very rapidly, and we see a lot of construction when it comes to big building, high rises, and we need a lot of construction hands-on training for everyone, for those who are between the ages of, say, 35 and 50. You have the younger generation, the millennials, who need some place to turn to. So there are hands-on training, some paid training that can happen. And the city of Sarasota has allocated some funding for that. So we're hoping to bring a few more of these programs online as soon as possible.
I think we talked when we were talking to Moses last night. He was one of the first graduates. He'll be graduating tonight. Another $300,000 coming from the city and more from the county to make this happen. So obviously these programs are working, but they've got to keep working. Is there another level you can take this to? I mean, it's not necessarily the college education, but the skill sets for, you know, working on AC units, making sure that the infrastructure is going to work. So those kind of jobs that keep a community supported, that's what we're really looking at.
Most definitely. The program of construction that we are actually looking to streamline and to bring on the forefront, it has several different levels. The first level is to learn the hands-on, being there, doing the drywall, doing the flooring, learning how to mark out, sealing beds and doing all that stuff. Then you have the second level, which for those who wants to work in the office and be managers, those who wants to read blueprints, who are the engineers, so forth and so on. So we have several different levels.
Those who want to run their own company, like the guy sitting to your right.
Several different levels of this program, and that's coming online very soon.
Good stuff. I tell you what, we got to take a quick break. We're going to be back with some final thoughts on the Newtown right after break. Hey everybody, 7:41 right now. Welcome back into ABC 7 at 7, special roundtable about Newtown tonight for this last and final round table session. Instead of going from right to left, we're going to go from left to right. Terrell Salem, owner of T. Salem Construction. Rowena Elliott, redevelopment specialist with the city, and Anya Bates, the redevelopment manager for the city of Sarasota. Folks are liking what they hear. Newtown's going in the right direction. Anya, this is not the end of the road, though. You're still taking in more opinions and suggestions from the folks in this area.
Right. We have a survey online. If you go to the city's website, you can access the survey. It's both in English and in Spanish. We're encouraging everyone to take the survey, especially the residents of Newtown. If you don't put your input in, we can't write down what you want. So.
And if you don't tell us what you want, don't come back and say that you didn't want what you got.
Exactly.
And Rowena, this is all going to lead up to, I guess, the final open house for folks, which is going to be kind of a summation of the findings and a roadmap maybe ahead to what's hoped for.
Yes, the consultant, redevelopment manager associates, they will bring forward the draft at that point and present that to the community on October 22nd at 5:30 p.m. at the Selby Goodwill in Newtown. So we're hoping that all the community will come forward at that point to hear, and they can still put in final inputs at that meeting. And also, if they have questions and concerns, they can always come to the office at the city in Newtown.
And this isn't going to be a final set in stone. Here's exactly what we're going to do, but here's the plans. Here's what we've heard so far, and then if there are any last-minute suggestions or anything, there can be a little bit of give and take.
Most definitely.
All right, Terrell, you've got the final word here. You said you're the closer. Newtown's going to be a cool place, even better than it has been, huh?
Absolutely. It is a cool place now. It's a safe place now. It's a place where I live. I work in the area too. I work for Sarasota County as a firefighter too, and I work at Station 4. So I do a lot in the area. I'm here all the time. But Mayor Shaw has made it clear, this is a bottom-up approach. He wants the citizens of Newtown to tell the CRA what they want, so that's the way it's going to be. And it's going to be great.
And if you don't have the buy-in, then you're not going to get anywhere.
That's correct.
All right, so buy-in is important. Guys, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you spending some time with us on this Thursday evening. Very insightful. All greatly appreciated. Terrell, Rowena, and Anya, thank you very much for being with us.